Hello, everyone. I'm Nadia, HR business partner here at Unza, and I'm going to walk you through our new performance process in Personio. As you might have already noticed, the feature has slightly changed. The tab has been deprecated, and Personio basically developed a new module, a new tab called Performance and Development that looks slightly different and that works slightly differently. So I'm going to walk you through that and show you how to conduct your year-end review meeting and the individual target setting meeting for next year as well. So let's take a look at it. I'm going to share my screen. Now you should see the Personio dashboard. It looks a little bit different because this is a sandbox account for showing purposes, and you're going to see it in your own account probably similarly. What I would love for you to do is navigate to the Performance and Development tab on the left-hand side on the menu bar here, and then navigate to Feedback. So in preparation for your year-end review meeting, we have started a cycle in Personio where every manager gets a feedback form delivered into their feedback inbox here, into their feedback to-do tab, which they can fill out for their direct reports and then discuss in the year-end review meeting with the respective employee. So you see here a to-do section with all the different forms for your direct reports for you to fill out until a certain date. We set a certain due date once the performance cycle finished, and you get a reminder approximately 2 days before this has been finished so that you can fill out everything in time. You can just click into one of these manager review forms, and then you will see questions that look very familiar to what you're used to. Basically, reflection on what are the individual targets, how far have they come in achieving them, do they prioritize work effectively, do they drive tasks proactively, and do they show specific examples of actively living by and promoting our values. So you can fill this form out. I'm just gonna, or he achieved all goals. I'm just gonna write something. He prioritizes well. He drives tasks forward. He's open and fresh. And once you have filled out the form, you can just send the review, click on send review. They're going to ask you again if you really want to send this review, you confirm. And then you see the review for Brad, which we just filled out in the About Others tab. So this is a section for you where you can always see the feedback you have given and use that in your year-end meeting to discuss with your employee. Your employee, Brad, in this case, can also see the feedback form. They can see it in the About You tab. So all the feedback that a manager gives to you, that your manager gives to you, will appear in the About You tab for you to review. So as soon as your manager submits a feedback, him or her and you will see it simultaneously in the About You or for them in the About Others tab. So for every cycle, so for the mid-year reviews and the year-end reviews, you're going to see the manager review form for all your direct reports here in this to-do section with a certain due date. So this will repeat with every cycle. That's already everything for the feedback itself. What we also do in the year-end review is setting the different target achievements, right? For the goals that we set for 2022. So thankfully, Personio migrated our goals, or they're gonna migrate our goals mid-December on the 15th of December into the goals section of the Performance and Development tab. So if you navigate again to the Performance and Development tab and then to Goals, you will see a different list or a list here of your different direct reports where you can navigate to the different direct reports to view their goals. I'm just going to stick with me for now. And I see the goals of 2022 here. That's kind of like the overview of the goals. If I click into this, I see all of the different sub goals. So the target 1, the quantitative target we set, the qualitative target, the target 3, which can either be quantitative or qualitative, and then the 2 targets on practicality and effectiveness, as well as adherence to values of UNSA. So in the year-end review meeting, you will have to update the progress on each of those sub-goals. To do that, you can navigate to update progress, change the status of the goal to completed because it's the end of the year. We completed these goals. And then you can put in the target achievements here. Please refer to our table with the target achievements where we set a certain percentage point for meeting expectations, above expectations, below expectations, etc. I'm going to send along a how-to guide, a step-by-step guide on how to conduct the year-end meeting and the target setting where you find this table. So please refer back to that table when filling out these percentages. So I'm just going to fill out these percentages now. And then hit save, 100%, and hit save. And we now see that the goals have had a total achievement of 96% and were completed. So this is to be done in the year-end review meeting. What you're also going to have, and this can fall together with your year-end review meeting, is the individual target setting for next year. Usually, individual targets should be submitted and documented in this tool here in Personio's Goals tab by at the latest February 15th. So to do that, you go again, you navigate to the Goals tab. We are already in here in the Performance and Development tab. You select the employee which you like to edit the goals for. Then you navigate to the right-hand top side here to the arrows to go to 2023. We have no goals yet set for 2023. We have to basically create a new goal. So again, we click on create new goal. We name this goal goals 23 because the different targets are going to be the different sub goals. So this is our overview goal, basically. Goals 23, time frame year, and then year 2023, and hit create. So now we have our goals 23 overview. Now we need to fill it with the different sub-goals, with our different targets. So first, we have a quantitative target. So I'm just gonna quantitative. I'm just gonna name this target quantitative. Of course, you name this target exactly how it should be, right? You can select either a percentage, a yes, no, or a number. For example, in sales, you can always also use a number. Maybe you hit 200 contracts or something similar like this, but you're free to choose between percentage and number. And then we select category individual because it's an individual goal, not a team goal. So we do this for the different other targets as well. So the second target should be a qualitative target. We measure the progress in percentage. It's an individual goal. Then you have the option to create a third target that can be quantitative or qualitative. It can also be in percentage again. And then we have 3 different goals, 2 for practicality and effectiveness, and 1 for the adherence to values of UNSA. And I would love for you to add these manually as well. I send along a step-by-step guide. I've mentioned this before, where you can copy just out of the step-by-step step guide these values, these targets to be submitted as sub goals here. So one is prioritizes work effectively and pragmatically. Also in percentage and individual goal. Of course, you can always add a description as well if you want to be a little bit more granular. And then we have drives tasks proactively and pragmatically. And finally, we have adherence to values of UNSA. So now we have all our different targets. We have our 3 targets and the 3 other targets that are company dimensions, company-wide. So now we have to add the according weights. To do that, you navigate to the 3 dots at the top right here and hit Edit Weights. So what we recommend is setting 15% for the adherence to values of UNSA. Then the practicality and effectiveness targets both 10%, and the other targets, basically the total percentage of the at least 2 individual targets should not exceed 65%, right? So we put this exactly at 65%. And then we hit save. And now you see the different weights here attached to the targets. We go back to the goals overview on the left-hand side, navigate back again to 2023, where we just were, and then now update the progress again and set the status of these goals to on track, because we're on track, we started it, we are on track to fulfill these goals. And that's basically it. That's all you have to do in the individual target setting meeting. This is, of course, in conversation with your employee. They are responsible for submitting you these targets and discussing them with you. And what you can also always do is basically commenting. If you basically go into the detailed overview of your goals 23, you and your manager can always write comments. Basically, your employee and you can always write comments below the targets and update on the different progress, for example, throughout the year. You are always able to see the goals of all your different employees. They don't have goals here, but here you see some goals. And the employee themselves, they are also able to view their goals. This is everything for the year-end review and the individual target setting. The interface looks slightly different, works slightly differently, but I think it's much simpler actually than what we used to in the old process. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer them. Otherwise, I wish you good luck with the process and goodbye.